Human rights groups have issued strong warnings against the United Kingdom's plans to weaken legal protections that currently shield refugees from torture and inhuman treatment. A crucial European summit is scheduled to take place this week, focused specifically on migration and how European countries should respond to rising numbers of asylum seekers and displaced people. According to a report in The Guardian, the UK may argue for a reinterpretation of the European Convention on Human Rights, seeking to change how key provisions are applied in practice. The UK could push for measures that would allow it to sidestep existing prohibitions on torture and on subjecting individuals to inhuman or degrading treatment, especially in the context of deportation. Natasha Tsangarides of Freedom from Torture Charity said, quote, UK Justice Secretary Lammy must make sure that any rethink of Article 3 does not lead to a watering down of the absolute ban on torture. Anything less would betray both the UK's own history in forging that ban and the countless survivors of torture who rely on it. Torture is one of the most appalling violations imaginable, and for centuries the UK has been a strong voice against it. If the government takes even small steps towards weakening Article 3 protections, it risks setting off a chain reaction that could trigger a domino effect around the world. That cannot be allowed to happen. Human rights must be universal. Either we all have them, or none of us do. Steve Valdez-Simons of Amnesty International, UK said, quote, the threat to return people to countries they fled knowing it could put them at risk of torture, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment, or result in them being unjustly separated from their family will undermine the basic principles that protect us all, not fix the immigration system. These vital protections under the ECHR must not be weakened, rebalanced, opted out from, or reinterpreted to suit political convenience. Once you strip rights from one group, everyone's rights are put at risk, which is how universal protections begin to rot. A spokesperson for the UK government stated that the country remains committed to the European Convention on Human Rights and to upholding its obligations under international law. The official said, quote, we have been clear that the UK is committed to the European Convention on Human Rights, and we do not need to withdraw to deliver meaningful reform. The government's immigration white paper sets out new plans to tighten the application of Article 8 of the ECHR, giving courts the clarity they need so our immigration rules are no longer abused. In November, the UK announced a major overhaul of its refugee system, introducing sweeping changes that would fundamentally alter how asylum is granted and managed. Under the details outlined so far, refugee status in the UK would be made temporary rather than permanent, limiting the long-term rights and security of those granted protection. Beyond this, the government plans to speed up the deportation of individuals who arrived in the UK illegally, aiming to remove them more quickly and with fewer legal hurdles.